No, it's down there. Yes.
Malcolm, we're about to start, so you need to stay sitting. I brought your books over here.
There's someone coming. Hi.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hello.
Find a seat. I think there is a nice seat right there.
You should sit here. Right there.
Awesome. All right. Whew. Let's see. I'll put this where it'll kind of pick me up, but it doesn't have to pick up everything. First, I just want to thank everybody for coming today. This is always such a special and important event for us. Not an event, and I'm always echoing the words of Stan when I start to say the word of event, and it's certain things because this is much more meaningful. And I think the only thing I really want to say, other than thank you guys for being here and appreciate all the young energy, making some new art for the mantle, for the altar. But I want to express what brought us together almost a decade ago to begin Day de los Muertos in Auburn and start practicing the tradition here, and had us start the conversations with Stan. Very much because we're in a similar time today, and a lot of us have been coming together and grieving and discussing what we can do to help our young people. Because much like when we first started this, we've lost a lot of young people this year. When we first started this tradition with Stan here in our space and in Auburn, it was because we knew all the young people we were working with were hurting. There was a lot of overdoses. There was a lot of suicide and deaths that young people in our group and outside of our group were dealing with. And it started a lot of conversations about how much in our society we don't take the time to, think about death and understand it in a way where we can truly carry the legacies forward of our loved ones, our ancestors. And I'll be honest, that's really what brought us to the table as Auburn Hip Hop Congress to want to start this with Stan. And I just remember in the early days, a lot of the young people were from the skate park, and we still have some of the skateboards where they put their pictures and they made it their own. And that's always going to stick with me. But I just wanted to take one moment of silence right now for everybody, all the young people that are struggling, all the young people that we've lost in these past few years through the pandemic, fentanyl, the suicide, and so many other things. With that, I can't help but look around the room and see all the beautiful faces. I'm not on stage and I have to put that persona down, but really I just look around the room and I see change makers. I see passionate individuals that dedicate their time to making our community better. We all have these conversations, as they come up, and it's just really nice to be in this space and have this time with you guys. And it's always an honor to have Stan with us. And just a quick couple words on that as a young Mexican, indigenous, Chicano young man growing up here in Auburn. It's meant just a great world to me to be able to connect in this way with my culture more and learn from Stan and be a part of other things happening in our surrounding areas that have been going on for so long. So with that, thank you, Stan, for being here. I'm grateful to have you.
Great, thank you. So we're live tonight from Auburn, the mythical and enchanted land of Aslan, the indigenous homeland. We call it Auburn. We call it Freeway 80, the road to Chicago. But really, when you think about it, we're in a much deeper relationship with the land, and that's the indigenous aspect of the land. So in the Mexican tradition, we say we die 3 times. In American tradition, boom, flatline, you're gone, and a couple days later you're under the ground and everybody's off, And then what happens to all that? But in the Mexican tradition, we say we die 3 times. The first time is when the physical heart stops beating, the flatline. There's no more air, there's no more water, there's no more. The second death is when we're buried and put below the ground or cremated, in which we're not seen anymore and everything becomes a story. Do you remember when he did this? Do you remember what he looked like? Do you remember what she smelled like? And that's what we have. And then in time that begins to fade. And the third final phase of death is when we're forgotten. And that's when we become ancestor. It's like, think of it. Do you know the names of your grandparents? Your great-grandparents? Your great-great-grandparents? At some point, it's going to stop because you just won't remember. And then we just say, those were my ancestors. So we're here in that third phase, Dia de los Muertos, the times of the season in which we practice this remembering. So we don't forget. We remember them all the time. And how we do that is really very simple like this. Everybody does it differently, every customs and traditions and belief systems, but it's our own mind. And so now, just like Rocky said, if we calm our own minds, when we balance the clutter and the issues and all the human things, it's all right there. Where do the dead go? Where are they? With my students, I would say, oh, they go to heaven. I go, where's that? They go, oh, can I take an airplane there? Is those up there? No. Can I take a rocket? But where is it? Well, where is death? Where does it go? We're here and then we're not here, but our memories here, our characters and qualities. We look at each other and we can see our ancestors in us. We carry the very look and the smell and the habits and everything of our ancestors. Because it's basically our own DNA. It's the very epigenetics of our lives that really is we're really talking about here. So all we have to do is settle ourselves down and quiet ourselves. This is not a seance. This is not some kind of strange thing from somewhere else. It's human beings remembering their own selves, their own lineage, ancestral lineage. All peoples of the world do this in some form or another. Here we are in Auburn, Aslan. This is how we're doing it. I've been to a lot of gatherings in the last month. Everybody does it differently. And from simple to complex. From one marigold to having 5,000. That one we just went to, that was their goal to have 5,000. So it was a math problem, really. Math situation. To me, so let's just kind of put ourselves in a different mindset. Push back all of the we should do, I've got to do, what's waiting for me in the world. What is this? We're in the beginning of the month, so the bill cycles start. We have to start thinking of all that stuff and put that all away and just have like a little retreat, a moment in time, And we could just Just be. We don't have to do anything. Nothing is expected of us. You don't have to be anything other than you are. No one's judging anyone here. We're all in a safe environment, to just let's be ourselves. And when we ask ourselves the question, who am I? Then who? Am I this body? Well, when I die, what happens then? Am I not me anymore? What do I become? Where do I go? And all of us in this room, because we were born, we will one day die. I mean, that's an inevitable truth. None of us, we're all just visitors here. And what we do with that short amount of time measures our life, The sands of the hourglass, ever streaming. When it runs out, it runs out. We all are who we are because of our ancestors. What we learned from our parents, or lack of, but we all had parents, or else we wouldn't be here. What our relationship to our parents and all of that, those are issues. But we all had to have parents to be born. That's biology. And when we're born, everyone is happy, except the baby. The one being born cries. And then that baby lives, has all these experiences. And then at the end of the life, the one that was born is happy to die, and everyone else cries. So it's just a little journey. And all of this is a story. We all have a story. I'm this, and I come from that, and I'm part this, and I'm part that, and oh, I don't do that, and that's my this, and I got to do. That makes me who I am. This story. If no one knows your story, is that really you? It's that idea, if you're in the woods and a tree falls, does anyone else hear it? Or is it? We don't know. We come up against these unknowns. And that's how death is. So that's why in life, we're all given challenges. No one gets out of here alive, and no one is extra special. We all have challenges. It's that idea we all have a cross to bear. That's the nature of being born. So the measure of our lives is what we do with that, how we behave, Do we moan and complain all the time? Oh, man, I don't have anything, and they have everything. They know everything. I don't know anything. Yeah. Oh, they have money, because if I had money, I could be better. Oh, well, I'm big, and so, but if I were thin, I would be better. All those stories, which was kind of like fairy tale, okay? We all have the same qualities. We all have the ability to change. And that's my message this year. We're like this now, this moment. But every moment we can change our story, the way we think about things. We say, yeah, okay, well, I was dealt a whole bunch of lemons, but I can do something about it, and I will do something about it. And then tomorrow's going to be different. Does that mean the whole world's going to change and do what I want? No. And this is for Natalie and Rocky and everybody, the activists. Activism is slow. Change is slow. Individual activists are fast. And there's a rub there. I wish it could all change tomorrow. It doesn't. It hurts. It's painful. It's very painful. It will make you sick, and it will kill you prematurely. So there's finding what I'm doing this year. I'm going to begin a series on positive health for activists, how to last longer. Empathy will eat up your spleen. Overactivity will eat up your pancreas, and you will be diabetic. Those are just facts. So when we take on the pain of the world, we're killing ourselves. And so it's like learning how to deal with these things. And the point of all that is all of our role models, all of those who have gone before us, they all have these qualities. That's why we lift them up on an altar and say, look at this, he did this. He or she were born poor, abused, confused, and they turned their lives around and they led others into a better way. So that's the quality we can live by. That's something we learned from the dead, right? They're dead, right? These people are all dead now. We're alive. And so we can learn from the living, from the dead. And from those, again, where are they? They're all around us. This is not empty space. This is full space. The empty space is when we're not paying attention. Just hanging out, doping up. Cool. That's just empty space. Just getting some relief. So there's an old saying that said it's better to feel pain than not to feel at all. So if we learn from those who came before us, then hopefully we will have a better, more meaningful life. And no matter what life gave us, it's not a mistake. It's not. No one's picking on you. It's your opportunity to do something. It's the roll of the dice. You got blonde blue hair or blonde eye or whatever, and one leg and two fingers. Count your blessings and do the most with that. And yeah, some look like they're having fun. And then you look up and say, Britney Spears, holy shit. Oh, excuse me. What a torture. But people adore and do everything. And then you see what they're going through and you go, that's not quality of life. That's what I have is my thankfulness. And what do I have and what can I make better in myself so that I too one day will be on that altar to uplift it. What did I do for someone? And every night we can practice that. When we go to sleep, it's called the little death, right? When you sneeze, life stops, right? Because when you sneeze, nothing, it all goes white, right? It's a little scape, you're in between life and death. And when you sleep, it's in between. So we can practice every night. Don't go to bed crazy, mad, high, sad. Better stay up and work it through and then go to bed in peace. And think of it, there's something called the review. When you go to bed at night, you review your day. Start where you are. You go to bed at 9 o'clock, remember what you were doing at 8 o'clock and settle it out. If you are arguing and fighting and you didn't resolve it, well, there's going to be no rest. Resolve it. 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and just keep working back to when you woke up at the beginning of that day. And when you do that, you will have a complete another day. The next day, a new opportunity. That's like a reset. You can reset things again. If your blender's not working, press the reset and you'll start again. We have all those things. It's just as lower human beings or the living, We know what to do. We just don't do it. I shouldn't eat so many cookies. I know. And what do? Oh, I think I'll go to the flower garden instead of the grocery store. It's the same thing, just costs more. Or it's organic, it's still. It's like, you know the difference. You know what it's going to do to your blood sugar. So it's like, that's the will, overcoming the will to really change things. You know, become firm in our will. Like the sands in the hourglass, we have moments and we have days, and that's where things can get done. Every moment, like right now, we're doing something. And do something positive every day. That's why when you go to sleep at night, what did I do? Did I do good? Ooh, I caused some confusion. That means tomorrow that confusion's more than likely going to come back on me. I better be ready. And I better say, or resolve in myself, I'm sorry. I didn't do right, and I'll work better. You know, we can do that as human beings. Other beings, your animals, they don't do that. We're now facing, in the Middle East, the biblical, Kabbalistic, eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. I thought we got over that already. But that's basically who's right, who's wrong, who started it, who begins it, all of it. Everybody's getting hurt. Kids are getting hurt. Brutal. For what? We all know we're going to make up one day. Look at Vietnam. We were dropping poison on them. And now they're our biggest trade partner. And we're just buddies. Biggest tourism now is with Vietnam. It's just not paying attention, not cultivating ourselves. All of these leaders and all of our friends and all of our relatives and Leslie, you know, this year, people who gave their lives, you know, let's honor them by practicing their better qualities, you know. Let their other qualities just go now. That's done. So the dead are living these days, and I kind of wanted to give you a little insight into this. Now, this is known as the Mexican tradition, Day of the Dead, but all the people of the world do it, and it's really an accumulation, and now we're Americanizing it. You know, we're all going to Michael's dollar store, you know, getting all the stuff. This is 50% off, you know, just before, and all of that. And so it's Americanizing it, you know. We're putting hot dogs on the altars and, you know, things as opposed to the older things. It's all good. Whatever you value, then that's what it is. But basically what this time is when the fall equinox comes, which happened 21st of September, right? The next full moon after that begins the season. The gardens start to wane. We start all getting tired. The sun, even today, literally, when we go out of here, it's gonna be dark now. Because the light is changing. And finally, Day of the Dead comes when the constellation of the Seven Sisters Pleiades is right above us. If you get up in the middle of the night now, or if I don't know, any of you are waking up about 2 to 3 in the morning, that's what it is. Don't think there's something wrong. Get up and go look at the stars. Don't try to, you know, take a Valium to go to sleep or, you know, something. It's like, go out. And when that constellation happens, that's what happens on Earth. Then that announces those who came before us, the dead, can come down to this world. If you notice now, in this last week, the flowers basically died, they froze. And all the leaves are now, it's all golden brown, golden yellow this week. Colfax is a perfect example, in our area, everything's just golden overnight, That's death, The green live energy is going somewhere else now. Where does it go? It goes away for another day and then it's reborn. Comes again. What is old comes again one day and is reborn. Little babies. You may have sadness in the family, a new baby's born, looks like grandpa or looks like great grandpa, and boom, it all starts again. That new energy revives. So this is kind of telling us all to get in that mode, get in that. It's time to make some, what we call New Year's resolutions. What you're going to do now. How are you going to live your life between now and next season? What are you going to do? We have time to consult with our ancestors. Are here for another few weeks, and you'll have dreams. You may have dreams. You may have feelings. You may have memories. All of that, and take it seriously. Don't just go to Walmart and shop out or whatever. We didn't come here to do that. We came here to live a meaningful life. And if the harder your life is, or if the harder you perceive your life to be, that's the more you have to work. That's it. Our downfall is when we feel sorry for ourselves, when we feel less than everyone else, when we have no confidence to do it on our own. Those are diseases. Those are sicknesses. So we have to conquer them. That's what we have to do. And how do we do it? We laugh with the ancestors. We tell jokes. Remember how Grandpa used to, eat pickles and put a pickle up his nose, or whatever it may be, But remember the funny things and keep humor. Humor is what keeps us alive, Humor is what keeps us going. And if you notice, everybody wants to be around a happy person. I was like, I'm not getting stuck there. Or someone, this is my life. I have no, I can't. I gotta go. Because there's no end to it. It's like a hamster on a wheel. He thinks it's going somewhere, but it's just running in circles. And what I'm hearing this year more than anything, express it. Art is going to be more important in our lives, whatever that means. Cooking, cleaning, decorating, tattooing, express what's inside of us, the beauty that's inside of us, bring out what's inside of us so all can see it. Poetry, films, all of it, and so let's hope next year when we meet, God's willing, that we're all here, and because there's no guarantee, right? We got today, tomorrow or this afternoon, we don't know. That we can sing and dance. There's an old saying when a tribesman goes to an elder and I'm so depressed, I'm so anxious, I'm so sad. And the elder will say, when was the last time you were singing? When was the last time you danced? When was the last time you got up and did something for someone else? Think about that, answer that, and then come back and tell me how sad you are, because you're not going to have time. All of those things, while being absolutely real and real conditions, and issues, we can overcome anything. We're human beings. We can overcome anything, because we can think, we can change, we can reset, and we can re-will ourselves, train ourselves. And that's kind of what we're not doing. And that's the message of the elders this year. You know, go back to the gym, low fat, high fiber, do your crunches, you know, no sugar. We know. And the whole challenge our training, how we're trained. We're trained to do this. Eat cookies, get off base and go shopping. I'll deal with it tomorrow. Like today, I was dog tired, but I got up, I did all my laundry, I did all my dishes, got all my clothes folded. And I said, I want to take a nap. And I said, no, you got to go to a ceremony. Okay, well, I'll save nap till later, but I got those done. And then I thought, I got to do the wash. And then I go, I've got a washing machine. What do you mean I have to do the wash? All I do is go put it in there, press a button. I didn't go down to the stream or roll it on rocks or, you know, whatever. It's like, come on now. You know, dishes, I got hot water. You know, I got a sprayer. That's a blessing, you know. So all of that was just my own clutter, my own laziness, my own, oh, poor me, I just, you know, I should get a maid. Oh, yeah, that's right, we can't do that anymore. I should get a slave. Oh, no, we don't have slaves anymore. I got to kidnap someone to make them do it for me. You know, it's crazy stuff, you know. Do it ourselves and do it enough and motivate ourselves to help others, you know, you know. So that's what I did. And then I went to my grandson. If you have any clothes, I'll do a load of wash and do it for you. Who knows? How come? Well, just because I'm doing it. And, you know, but you buy the laundry soap next time. So it's using our creativity to overcome our densest, darkest, hardest times. That's why we're here. We're not here for the good times. If it's good, it's good. It's the hard times. That's why we're here. And then we take time out to have fun and laugh and fool around and like this. This is a ceremony. I may be talking a lot, but I have a method to my madness. There's a certain laying of certain seeds down, and then we'll see what grows over the years. But it's like paying attention to what we do. And again, we learn from those who. So let's look at the altars. Pictures are the images and are the direct transmission. Spirits can come through their pictures. That's why we put pictures. That's why in most traditional or Aboriginal, indigenous cultures, don't take my picture because you're taking a part of me, right? We know when you duplicate something goes with it too. It's like, no. But in this case, that's how we do it. Candles are one of the most wonderful things in the entire world. I don't know if you have candles, you have even these things. What do you call those?
Tea lights, like battery tea lights.
Tea lights, yeah. Anything. And the idea is the reason candles are here, the reason we have it is because it's more light than we usually have. Light is measured in lumens, right? Luminosity, more light, enlightenment. It all is because, and when we add light, we're actually adding more lumens, more capacity, more potential for light. And so that's why. I think it's always good to have a candle, even one of these pretend ones, you know, at home. Or my great grandkids, I teach them flashlight. because your mothers don't want them to have candles in their room. So I just get a flashlight, a little flashlight, and then there's a light. And so they say, well, you know, when they come to get us, you know, their fears. I said, well, you just tell them that light is there and that they can't. I see who you really are. And take off your mask, your scary mask, and show me who you are and understand. And so we can all do that with a candle, you know. But with a candle also is intention. Don't just light it, but say a good prayer, or say an affirmation. I like this for the good of the world. I like this for hunger. I like it for a reason. Otherwise, it's just, what do you call that? Home decorating. You know, and then there's nothing wrong with that. But so all of these things come in time, you know, and we've accumulated this throughout all history. And so why don't we take a minute, let's shut off the light and remember all our loved ones. Enough talk, and it's like, okay, who are the people in my life that are really important? And this includes, from my perspective, your pets, friends you have lost, things you have longed for. Just like if you always wanted a pony, but you never got one, and you long for a pony, you're carrying that. You have a loss. If you lost parents, or parents disappointed you, or you were betrayed or abused and all that. Now is the time when we offer their names, just like the pictures. When we speak their names, they become present with us, and we can love them and forget. You know, let the story go. Start a new story. You know, I miss you. I love you. Or, you know, leave me alone. Get the hell out of my life, and I'm through it. You know, let resolve. You know, things now. So, as human beings, one of the sicknesses we have is to sit on the fence and moan. Oh, poor me. I can't move. No one understands me. That's like calling for trouble. That's like hanging out when my kids were teenagers. What are you doing? Where are you going? We're going to go hang out. Where? We don't know yet. We're just, no, you're not going there, because there's going to be trouble. You have an intention. You tell me where you're going to be, what you're going to do, and then where I can find you, or where you can find yourself, and then we'll talk about it. You know? But if you hang out and wait for something to happen, it happens. So why don't we offer the hip hop legacy? Millie, you know, all the people that got us here this far.
Like say their names?
Hmm?
Would we say their names?
Yeah, just say their name and out loud, like, boom.
Right. Millie,
Millie Livingston.
Leslie,
Leslie.
Lisa Joseph Bach.
Mhm.
Joseph Bach. Ken Tokatumi.
Yeah, and who else in Hip Hop Hungers is gone now? You know, I have a big thing with fentanyl, you know, who got taken by that, yeah. When I worked for probation department, part of my job was to take care of suicides and to go under the bridge and go get back the souls of all those who they thought they got lost down there. They didn't even know they were dead. They were so high. They thought they were still high. I go, oh, I want to go home now. Hey, son, you're dead. And go home again. And that's the reality. So who else? Sheldon.
Mackenzie, Harris.
And in our families or in our work, You know,
Rodney. My dad.
Whitney. Rob Loves.
and I love that thing, rest in peace now, rest in peace. That's a powerful thing, rest in peace now, because not everybody who dies rests in peace.
Tatiana.
What about pets? You know,
Trey. Riley.
Lily.
all my goldfish.
I love them. Yeah.
Your goldfish live in Texas.
Chill pill.
They're somewhere now, there's something else now. They might be cats now. They'll be the cats that ate them. And just think, excuse me,
Jennifer Lyle.
how about our city people? You know,
Bill Kirby.
yeah,
Malachi.
the people that help fund a lot of what we do here. And all those crazy miners and gold people and old time Indians and all the Wild West and cowboys and Indians, we don't know their names, but that went through all the struggles, you know, and all the injustices and betrayals.
All who came for gold.
Yeah.
All that were here before that perished.
Mr. Jerry Burns, who's the owner of this building, made this possible.
Oh. Jerry. Winnie Faye.
How about those who are living on the street that lose their lives and we don't know their names?
We don't know their names.
The unnamed.
The lonely, the scared, the addicted, you know, the ones that had no one to remember them then. We remember them.
Very missing indigenous
Oh.
children.
Think of the hospital, you know, emergency room, all the people that go with all that fear and all of that be gone. Rest in peace now. Get on with it. All the great beings, you know, all the musicians, how many musicians? Robbie Robertson this year, still grieving. Little Richard,
Oh,
Oh.
people that changed our lives, you know, gave us words to speak and rhythms and tunes, you know.
Think of my mom. She loved music and always encouraged me to listen to it and then also to like express myself with it. Linda.
All parents in general, you know, for the sacrifices they made for us that we don't even know. Even if we don't like our parents, or, you know, what's true, whatever the situation is. Or if you were lucky enough to have parents, not. And all our guardians, foster situations, and all our caretakers and social workers and intake workers, probation and all of that. Somewhere, even in their hardness, they have some kind of caring or some kind of compassion. Or else they'd be football players. No, they'd do something else.
Matthew Perry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He helped so many people. He
hope so.
Grandma Dan.
All the innocent babies that went this year, we don't even know their names maybe or who they were, preemies and all of that, they mattered. They came in this world. As the living, we're the caretakers, we're the guardians. We do that stuff. That's what our job is. Help old ladies across the street and, somebody who's hungry or
You already mentioned Gaza Strip, Palestinians.
Every 16 seconds a child dies there. Since we've been sitting here, all of those souls.
and all those who are preparing to go, like right now, there's somebody's not gonna make it tonight, so that they can find the strength in this time and the companionship to go and not be held back.
It's funny that you mentioned that, because I've been reading a lot of Michael J. Fox.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things he talks about with Parkinson's is realizing that he's not gonna make it to a certain age. And how hard that is to look at his kids and think, I'm not gonna see this, and that's just the reality of the situation. And I love his outlook, because he calls Parkinson's the gift that keeps on taking, but he calls it a gift. And he said it is my gift. And so he's someone that I feel is aligned with what you just said. Someone who's prepared to whatever extent he can be.
And even generous, helping others with the same thing by talking about it.
So,
Yeah.
this my friend died of Parkinson's 2 months ago, and we just buried him. And to watch that gift and what happened to him. Lost a lot of things, but gained some other gifts, some understanding. It's amazing. And to all those who have suffered injustices, pesticide poisonings, situations, miners and, custodians that have to work with chemicals every day just for their living to clean our toilets so that we can have clean toilets. It slowly kills them, the bleaches and all of that, Farm workers who planes still flying over them, dusting them with pesticide every day. They can rest in peace. Yeah, go ahead.
Kiki,
Okay.
my Mama cat passed away.
Usually that's a nice thing for your cat.
So when we say we're the dust of the bones of our ancestors, it's true. And when we think that we're stardust, basically, accumulated stardust, and that stardust is the dusting of the ancestors, the bones, everything from before, still floating in the air. Every breath we breathe is the same air that our ancestors breathed. There's no new air, there's no new water, there's no fire, they're elements. They're not created or destroyed, but they are ever present, they just keep changing forms. Which leads us to the lesson of no matter what our life is like today, it could be different tomorrow. Don't accept it as being like this forever. Have an open mind that a change can come. And if we work with that, it could be a better change, or we all make choices. It's up to us.
Alan, my client that I took care of, said he's also have Parkinson's.
Yeah. And to all of us, you know, that the loss of what we have
My
been.
daddy's friend that passed away.
The loss of who we thought we were going to be and how it is and how we are now. Grieving and grievance comes from all the resolve of all of these things, right? You know, it's like complaining, whining, and grievances all come from grief, from the hurt. So the more we resolve the hurts, and in that sense, we all inherit historical trauma. We all have trauma in our lives. And at the same time, we also have resilience. It's our choice. We can resolve things, and resilience means re-silence. Just like we did in the beginning. Resilience is re-silence. Quiet it. Take your mind back to before your story and rewrite your story. I am all powerful. I can resolve things. I can do this. I am capable. Because the human questions that we all face, am I capable? Am I confident enough to live my life? Or do I listen to others? You can't do that. You're going to fall if you do that. Something's going to happen to you. Oh, you're going to turn into this if you do that. Don't grow. Stay how I want you to be. That's just a story, and then we change our story. And that quiet place we go to in mythology or in the story of this is called Miklan. Miklan is the place where we go, the ancient mythological place where we go to after we die, to rest. And we know that to be now in epigenetics and in quantum physics and biology to be the marrow of our bones. It's in our bones, in our memory. That's what it's in our bones. We have all these crazy characters, these skeletons, but we all have one too. We all have one. We pretend like we don't. We look at those, but we all have one. And it's in the bones. Memory is stored in the bones, in the blood, and in stone, rock. That's where all the memory resides. So we keep our blood clean and clear. And the more you know you junk food it up, that's what you're doing to your blood, right? Then if your blood is not clean, then, and that's, your blood is what feeds to make flesh, right? And that blood circulates in the bone marrow. That's where it's made. It's in the bone marrow. That's where the immune system starts, is in the bone marrow. In the old cultures, well, what do we call it now? Bone broth soup. Boil those bones. Boil out all that in there. And my ancestors, they take all the bones and suck it all out, and then you have those bones and then make it into beans or something. You have all those bones, even if it was chicken bones, still. This is the bone broth. So that's the key right there, moving ahead. Start making and eating bone broth every day. That's what feeds the bone marrow. Give you cleaner blood, stronger cellular system to build systemic, our organs and everything. And if we don't have that, then we're not gonna have the energy that corresponds to those things. Like I talked about, if you're overly sympathetic, just, oh, poor people, and feel for everything in the world, you're not really helping those people, you're hurting yourself. Do something about it, then that's different. But it will tear down that part of your body. If you're overly feel all the time, you'll hurt your heart. You know, it's a broken heart. That's one of the greatest sicknesses in our society, heart disease. Our feelings are not feeling right. So let's start gathering all our stuff. So that's all the ancestors, you know, that's it for the year. Pick up the seeds, start gathering all the good qualities, the good thoughts, the resolve. How am I going to make life better? What am I going to do for myself? What am I going to do for my family? What am I going to do for others? You know, how am I going to dedicate myself to others? And I have just had a great good luck and good fortune. And my friends helped me to attain this. I'm one of 9 people in Northern California that received what called a Legacy Master Artist Grant Fellowship that will support me this next year. These people all stayed up writing letters for me, organizing it, and honestly, I didn't believe it. I was so tired. I thought, oh hell, I don't want to do this. I don't even care if I win. I'm too tired. I can't do one more thing. I was doing 5 things at one time, and then it was just like, now we have to put together a grant. Oh shit. But they all stood up, went above and beyond, and bingo. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It works.
Thank you.
Now I can get some rest.
It's for everybody. It's a legacy. It will be an ancestral thing. It will help us remember Stan's legacy and in the today and years from now.
So this is part of it. This is what the grant is. Or is it grant or fellowship?
It's an award, a fellowship award.
Fellowship. Is for an artist or culture bearers.
Cultural bearer.
Yeah, culture bearer. Who works at the intersection of art, culture, and ancestral heritage. Puts it all together and moves it forward with youth and so on. I knew I belonged there, but I was way too tired to
It was written for you.
prove it. Yes, exactly. It's like, I can't prove this. And then our other friend, she goes, now we're going to write things about you you're probably not going to like. And I'm going, but it was pretty good.
They shortened the form this year, so they cut out all the poetry. Darn it. But it worked.
Congratulations, well deserved.
Yeah, thanks. But that's all the ancestry, you know, that's all the helpers, that's all the people. It's my friend who couldn't be here to see it, you know, but who supported me all till his dying day, you know, that would always support me. So it's like all those people collaborated and got it together. And I wish that for all of you, you know, that gather all your best things, gather all your Easter eggs in a basket now, all of those things, and put them forward in your art and put it out there now and just hone it forward. Believe in yourself and just do it. Whatever, sing, dance, write your poetry. This young man, he probably doesn't even think I notice him, but I'm so proud of him and what's happened this year and the things you emerged and done. It's just like
Amazing.
makes me want to cry. You know, it's just so proud of you. But I We're both shy, so I don't get close, but you're being watched, you're being noticed, you're making headway. Something's happening. Go for it. Go for it. Don't let anything or anybody or any backstory stop you from telling the truth. And sing it. Your music's amazing.
Thank you.
And all of you, everybody's doing something that's amazing. Mothering, going to school, wifing, being, just a girly, your life. You're trying to be a good mother, good wife, good daughter. That's not easy. That's a salmon going upstream because the world is not set up for that. It's telling you can't do that. You shouldn't do that. Get home. Wash your dishes. What the hell are you doing? And it's all of those things. So we have to prove it wrong, and it's us that we have to prove it to, not the man, somebody, or somebody holding us down. I had a very good conversation this morning with him, and he goes, "We've been trained to always think it's someone else holding us back, and and it's true. Keep them poor, keep them tired, keep them confused, keep them separated from one another. Train them that they can't do it, they're not deserving, and they'll believe it. But that's not what the truth is. The truth is now, just got to get up and do it now. Get up and sing and dance and make this a better world, a better place. And then, so as we close here, we have all our little circle, but we're connected to all kinds of other circles going on simultaneously right now. And the marigold is just everywhere, every streaming forward now. And so let's talk to the dead, ask for their help, ask for the ancestors' help. That's the intersection of art, ancestors, and all of that. Sounds crazy, talk to the dead and stuff, but that's that other storytelling that sounds crazy. It's normal. That's ancestral work, Thousands of years our ancestors have been doing this, and then all of a sudden the multinational corporations are telling us, no, don't do that. You gotta be your own, do your own thing and be original and don't, buy the newest thing and, we'll take care of this. That's not the right story for us. So we're connected to everyone. We're blossoming. We're a bouquet of flowers. Right now we're a potted plant, but put your pot in the ground. Let it grow in the ground, right? Little home. Potted plants are like, pets. And the difference between a pet and a wild animal. Let them all be wild. All of us, let's be wild again. Not wild crazy, but original, authentic, unique, eccentric, different. We're supposed to be different. We're supposed to be weird. That's our job. Trying to fit in and be normal, that's not normal. So whatever life gave us, we each got a unique fingerprint and a unique path. Let's celebrate it. I got one. I got a life. I could be, not having a life, and that's. So I wish you well. And so from Auburn, California, we're signing off now and live streaming. This ceremony is over. It's dead. It's done. It's moved into history. So now we can turn that thing off. Best wishes to everybody.
Thank you, Sid.
Till next year, and